The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The shepherds went in haste to Bethlehem and found Mary and Joseph and the infant lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known the message that had been told about this child. All who heard it were amazed, and what had been told them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all these things in her heart. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, just as it had been told to them. When 8 days were completed for his circumcision, he was named Jesus, the name given him by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. The Gospel of the Lord. So let me first just wish everyone a very happy new year as we continue through these 12 days of the Christmas season. Today we celebrate 8 maids a-milking, just so you know. Yesterday, of course, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 finch hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. That's a lot, right? And we're also celebrating that Mary is indeed the Mother of God. So today is this amazing celebration of Mary, the Mother of God. That's the Theotokos in Greek, the God-bearer. Mary gave birth to God, and for that we celebrate. Mary is the Mother of God because the eternal Son of God was emptied himself of all his glory, and he freely subjected himself to the entire spectrum of human existence, from birth to death. St. Athanasius said this, "For the Son of God became man so that we might become God." And God called Mary to do it. In 431 AD, at the Council of Ephesus, the church declared that Mary could indeed be called the Mother of God because she gave birth to Jesus, the eternal Son of God. No wonder Jesus could say, with God, all things are possible. With God, I need you to hear this, all things are possible. Which of course brings us to our new year and what is possible in 2021. So if all things are possible with God, we need to know that because Mary knew it. Jesus taught it, and the real question is whether we truly believe it or not. For many people, in a variety of ways and for a variety of reasons, 2020 was a dumpster fire of a year. Last night, myself, my wife, and our boys reflected on all the wonderful blessings that this past year brought to us, all the wonderful things that God had done in our life. We can do that, even amidst difficulties, even amidst struggles, even during a pandemic, even while the world is in pandemonium. We can still look back and say, what good has come out of this past year? We can do that over the past year. We can do it over the past month. We can do it day by day. How can we discover and find God in this present moment? The truth is that God blesses us even in darkness. And the new year, a year of hope, a year of looking forward, invites us to consider our response to the blessings that God has given us in this day, in this month, in this past year, which of course brings us to your favorites and mine, New Year's resolutions. I have heard that many people are not choosing to have resolutions. Maybe that's their number one resolution, is to have no resolutions. Well, as Christians, we are well aware that there is always room for improvement. New Year's resolutions is just for the rest of the world to look at their life and to realize there's room for improvement. But we know that always. Every day we strive for greater holiness. That's what resolutions are all about anyway. God does have great things in store for us. Our 2021 and beyond will be blessed. Many of us, however, need to get into shape to embrace this new year, this challenge. I'm honestly a bit put off by people who say they don't do resolutions. It annoys me. I just can't even believe it. It's like someone standing there saying, I have no desire to improve anything about my life or the world in the year to come. I'm going to make no commitments to greatness. I will make no commitments to improving myself or my lot. We need to commit ourselves, each of us, commit ourselves to growing in holiness in the year to come. Growing physically, mentally, spiritually. We need to grow in virtue. We need to grow in holiness. We need to grow in the quality of our character. And so that's what resolutions are about. And I want to really encourage you to look at your life and say, where is there room for this growth? We are not amongst those who give up and quit. Disciples of Jesus Christ are filled with hope. We look at the cross, we look at the resurrection. We do not curl up into a ball and wait for it to be over. We are those who are courageous, who stand up and recommit ourselves to the greatness that God has prepared for us. We are among those who pursue life and holiness and goodness and truth in our world, in our country, in our family, in ourselves. St. Thomas Aquinas, from the Catechism, it's quoted in paragraph 460, said that the only begotten Son of God, wanting to make us sharers in his divinity, assumed our nature so that he made man might make men gods. I think we can all admit that we're not quite there yet, but we do not give up. We are resolute. We resolve to make these small changes each year to be more the person that God calls us to be. And so, I admonish you, join me in making resolutions. And so I have some practical suggestions for you as you make resolutions this year. First of all, I need to encourage you, take baby steps. I once heard about a doctor encouraging people to exercise more. Usually we go gangbusters, right? So from couch to marathon, just like that, overnight, right? We haven't been doing very much. And so he says, whoa, slow down. What he does the very whole first week is says, set your alarm clock, get out of bed. That's week 1. Just set the alarm clock and get up. Week 2, walk over to the treadmill and just stand there. Just get out of bed, walk to the treadmill, and stand there. Stay there for 5 minutes, then go back to bed. The next, see what we're doing here? Listen, not everything all at once. Baby steps that get us in the right direction. No one goes from the couch to a marathon. And so here are some thoughts from Deacon Stephen. So first of all, we are mind, body, soul unities. And so make resolutions that improve our mind, our body, and our soul. And so we might commit ourselves to some physical activity, going on walks or getting exercise daily. We might commit ourselves to greater daily prayer and reading something spiritually uplifting, a sort of a narrative format, right? So we need narrative, something to read that helps us to grow intellectually and spiritually. We need more daily prayer, and we need to exercise daily. Just some thoughts. And remember, though, that we are a community. And usually when we talk about our resolutions, it's what are you going to do, or what am I going to do? And I want to encourage you to talk about what we are going to do. Something to improve me, first of all, but also my marriage. What am I going to, the discussion that I have with my wife, what we're going to do this year to make our marriage stronger. And as a family, what are we going to do as a family? And in that way, we all hold each other accountable. And speaking of accountability, write them down. As we begin to grow in lives of holiness, make our intentions known. These are the things that I'm going to do and that we are going to do. And you post them on the refrigerator. You post them in the bathroom, on the mirror, first thing when you wake up. You put them on your nightstand as you go to bed. And so what we want to do is be very vocal and very public. We might have some private, personal ones. That's true. But we definitely need accountability partners. I want to encourage you this year to not give up. I want to encourage you to write things down. I want to encourage you always to find a partner to help you grow in holiness, because that's what resolutions are all about anyway. It's helping us to become better human beings, better spiritual beings, help us to become more like God. And so finally, never give up. We're not one and done. We resolve for the whole year. Listen, resolutions are for the whole year. They don't expire. Many people you know will say, oh gosh, yeah, I tried my resolutions for 2 weeks and now they're done. They're not done. It's still true, right? Like if it's still true in a week, it'll still be true in a month. And so I want you to commit to a resolution for the whole year, recommitting to it again and again over the course of the year. Just because you have failed does not mean that you're a failure. And so I want to encourage you to stick with it. By February, most people you know will have already given up, if they ever started at all. So let's not give up on ours. As my mom was fond of saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Mary gave birth to God, and God became one of us. God carried his cross for us, and we need to commit to carrying our cross for him, so that we can be like him. As St. Athanasius said, the Son of God became man that we might become God. And so my prayer is that in 2021 be an incredible growth year for you, for your marriage, and for your family, remembering that with God all things are possible. And I want to give you the blessing that the book of Numbers directs Aaron and his sons to tell the Israelites. That in 2021, that the Lord bless you and keep you. That the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. That the Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God bless you all.